There's a side to some women that no man prepares you for. Not your father, not your older brother, not even your best friend. It's the kind of darkness that doesn't show up in arguments. No, it shows up in silence, in sudden distance, in the way her eyes look through you, like you're no longer real. And here's the truth, the raw truth. Some women walk a path so shadowed by wounds, survival, and control that love becomes a weapon, not a gift. You think you're helping her, saving her, being her peace. But brother, you're not her peace. You're her emotional project, a phase, a power trip she doesn't even realize she's on. She says she wants a good man, and you believe her. But what she really wants is control, validation, power over someone softer than the men who broke her. She's not healed. She's hunting. And while not all women are like this, because yes, some are whole, radiant, and kind, there are some who carry this darkness like perfume, intoxicating from afar, but poisonous when inhaled too deeply. You don't see it at first. You see the smile, the softness, the way she says, "I've been hurt before," but that hurt, that pain, that becomes the reason she'll hurt you. Slowly, silently, and with a smile. So here's what most men need to know. Some women aren't looking for love. They're looking for someone to bleed on, someone who'll pay for the sins of all the men who came before you. Don't be that man. Don't be the emotional punching bag dressed as her safe space. Recognize the signs early. Watch her patterns, not her words. Because her path may look beautiful from a distance, but up close, it's littered with the remains of good men who never knew what hit them. So let's break this down, my brother, because it's not enough to just say some women walk a dark path. That sounds poetic, but useless, unless you know how to see it coming. Most men fall into the trap, not because they're weak, but because they're blind to patterns that whisper louder than her words. Let me show you what the darkness really looks like. 6 signs that a woman is not ready for love, only ready to devour it. She weaponizes her pain instead of healing it. You'll hear it in the way she talks about her ex, not with reflection, but with venom. Her heartbreak isn't something she's processed, it's something she still bleeds from. And guess who's her emotional bandage? You. She doesn't seek love to grow, she seeks love to soothe her ego, to win after being broken. Her validation comes from watching you worship her, not from forming a bond. This kind of woman hasn't turned her pain into wisdom, she's turned it into a strategy. You'll catch it when every deep conversation turns into her reliving the trauma again and again, and yet she never moves forward. She just keeps dragging that pain into your present. That's not vulnerability, that's emotional bait. She thrives in confusion, not clarity. You'll notice that the more you try to define the relationship, the vaguer she becomes. One day she's all in, texting you sweet things, making you feel chosen. Next, she's cold, distant, and acts like you're the clingy one for asking what's wrong. Here's the trick. Some women confuse chaos for chemistry. They don't know what stability feels like. So when you show up with consistency, they panic. It's boring to them. They crave the highs and lows because that's what their nervous system is addicted to. Not love, adrenaline. If you find yourself constantly walking on eggshells, unsure if today she loves you or hates you, congratulations, you're not in love, you're in an emotional maze she built for control. Her independence is a cover for emotional avoidance. Now let me make this clear. True independence in a woman is beautiful, but fake independence, that's a smokescreen. It looks like, I don't need a man, but sounds like, I'll never let you close enough to see my wounds. She'll use her career, her schedule, and her self-help books as shields. She won't lean on you emotionally. She'll preach that she's unbothered, that she doesn't catch feelings easily. But that's not a strength. That's a fear of intimacy, because closeness means risk, and risk, to her, means pain. So she'll keep you at arm's length, physically present, emotionally unreachable. You'll date her for months and still feel like a stranger to her soul. She mirrors your desires, but lacks her own emotional compass. This is a tricky one. You'll feel like you finally found the perfect woman. She laughs at your jokes, listens to your music, shares your values. It's like you're soulmates. But here's the problem. She's not mirroring you because she loves you. She's mirroring you because she's studying you. Women on the dark path are often highly intelligent, emotionally manipulative in a way that feels flattering, not toxic, at first. But eventually, you'll notice she has no true self. Her dreams shift based on who she's dating. Her opinions change to match yours. It's not real alignment. It's calculated mimicry. And the moment you stop being useful to her image of the perfect relationship, she'll vanish, or worse, punish you for changing, because it was never about connection. It was about illusion. 5. She secretly resents masculine leadership. This woman will say she wants a strong man, but when you actually lead, when you make a decision, when you say no, she suddenly feels controlled. She'll test you constantly, challenge every boundary, and flip arguments to make you feel like the bad guy. And if you're not grounded, you'll start questioning your own masculinity. But don't get it twisted. This isn't about equality. This is about ego. She doesn't want to walk beside you. She wants to stay one step above you. And the moment she feels she can't dominate you emotionally, she'll find ways to make you feel guilty for even trying to lead with strength. A woman like this doesn't want a partner. She wants a puppet she can call a man, but treat like a child. 6. She uses sexuality as leverage, not connection. At first, the intimacy is magnetic. She's sensual, confident, and powerful. But over time, sex becomes transactional. She withholds it when she's angry. She weaponizes it during arguments. She uses it to gain the upper hand, not to deepen the bond. Men underestimate this because they think, well, we're still hooking up, so things must be fine. No, you're being pacified, distracted, controlled. And when she doesn't get what she wants, she'll make you feel like you have to earn her body again, even though you already gave her your heart. That's not love. That's emotional manipulation in the bedroom. So what now? Does this mean every woman is secretly on a dark path? No, absolutely not. But it does mean this: some women are still dancing with their shadows, and they'll pull you into the darkness just to feel less alone in it. If you recognize even 2 or 3 of these signs in someone you're dating, stop, breathe. Don't panic, don't lash out, but don't ignore it either, because the truth is, if a woman isn't emotionally healed, she can't love you in a healthy way. She might desire you, want you, crave your presence, but she will still break you because she hasn't built herself. The dark path is real, and it's paved with charm, chaos, and chemistry. Don't follow it blindly. Observe, reflect, and if you must walk away with your soul intact, not shattered in silence. So here's the truth, the part that no one talks about in these dark feminine conversations. Most men, after dealing with a woman like this, don't just walk away. They limp emotionally, spiritually. They come out feeling like maybe they weren't enough, maybe they were too nice, too soft, too trusting, too available. But I need you to hear me clearly. You being good was never the problem. The real problem was that she hadn't healed. And you made the mistake of thinking your love could fix what her shadow self was still feeding on. Now, I'm not here to turn you into a cold, distant man who never opens up again. That's not strength. That's fear dressed as pride. I'm here to remind you of something deeper. You are not crazy for loving deeply. You are not weak for wanting a connection. And you are not broken just because she couldn't see your value. Here's how you deal with her, and every version of her you may meet in the future. Without turning into someone you're not, you build boundaries like they're sacred, because they are. You stop explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. You recognize that chaos is not chemistry, it's a cry for help. And you stop trying to fix women who haven't fixed themselves. Let me say that again. You stop trying to fix women who haven't fixed themselves. You're not her father, you're not her therapist, you're not her redemption arc in some emotional Netflix drama she's created in her mind. You are a man, a whole one, and that means you lead with calm, not chaos, with discernment, not desperation. Some women walk dark paths, not because they're evil, but because no one ever held them accountable for the way they used their pain. That's not your job. Your job is to protect your peace, your energy, and your purpose, even if it means walking away from someone you thought was the one. And when you do walk away, don't hate her, don't drag her name, don't spiral into bitterness. That's the trap. That's how you lose twice. Instead, bless her from a distance. And thank God, yes, thank God, that He showed you her shadow before you invested your soul. Because now you get to choose better. Now you get to protect your heart with the same strength you protect your future. Remember this: a man who knows his worth never fears being alone. He fears wasting himself on someone who never deserved him to begin with. And brother, you are not for the dark path. You are for the light. Now walk in it, loudly, unapologetically, and with your head high. If this message hits home, don't just scroll away in silence. Share this video with a brother who needs to hear it before he loses himself loving the wrong woman. Subscribe if you're done settling for confusion and ready to walk like a man who knows his worth. And in the comments, tell me this: have you ever loved someone who walked a dark path? Your story might be the light someone else needs to finally walk away. Until next time, protect your peace, guard your energy, lead with clarity, and never forget the right woman won't need you to lose yourself to love her.